Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have after completing repairs, the NV Abu Yasser 2 returns to sea. 55 Palestinians killed in a strike as Israeli threatens a larger offensive in Gaza. Welcome to our newsroom. The Djibouti Ship Repair Yard is an ultra-modern modular floating dock, one of the most advanced and largest in East Africa and the Red Sea. Began works of the MV Abu Yasser 2 at 5 p.m. The repair and maintenance work included cleaning the hull and bottom using high-pressure equipment, applying a premium and anti-fouling coating, polishing the propeller, and replacing worn Zhang nodes with the new ones. Other tasks included the hull scraping, bilge cleaning, welding, and painting to ensure the vessel's optimum performance. She is currently stationed at berth 6 with 16,614 head of livestock on board, broken down as follows: 16,009 sheep and 605 camels. The work was completed on time and to a high standards, marking a success for the shipyard. On Thursday, 24 April, the ship was successfully undocked and sailed again at 5:45 p.m. The ship, with 60,614 head of livestock on board, was docked at berth 6 in the port of Djibouti. Earlier this morning, according to port officials, Djibouti Ship Repair Yard a successful repair operations at the Djibouti shipyard. This is a first for the port of Djibouti and will ultimately strengthen our country's positions in maritime repair services. Djibouti is already a key logistical and commercial center, and the Djibouti repair yard will consolidate the country's maritime infrastructure. On 21 July, under the enlightening leadership of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. In a strategic meeting between Ilyas Moussa Dawale, Djibouti's Minister of Economy and Finance, and Sid Ahmed Ould Bouh, his Mauritanian counterpart, Djibouti reaffirmed its full support for Ould Bouh's candidacy for the presidency of the African Development Bank. Discussions focus on the alliance needed to strengthen these ambitions while also addressing the economic challenges shared by the two countries. Faced with increased competition, particularly from candidates from Zambia and South Africa, Djibouti and Mauritania have put their faith in international partnership. The support of powers such as Japan and US and Egypt is considered crucial in mobilizing the necessary vote. The Horn of Africa initiative led by Djibouti has also been identified as an essential diplomatic lever. The two ministers discussed shared economic difficulties, notably debt management. Mauritania, which has successfully restructured its debt, will offer its technical expertise to Djibouti to improve its institutions' capacity. The aim of this cooperation is to strengthen the economic resilience of both nations. To establish the credibility of this candidacy, a number of strategic events have been planned at debate dinners at Ritz-Carlton on 24 April, bringing together influential diplomats. A key meetings on 23 April within the framework of the Horn of Africa initiative, with the expected participations of Badia. The APEPS association is sponsored by the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training. Is pleased to announce the launch of the very first National Volunteers and Civic Week from 26 to 30 April. This ambitious initiative invites students, teachers, families, and local communities to come together around the essential values of citizenship and volunteering. As part of the preparations, APEPS delegations have been deployed in the capital and inland regions to ensure the success of this groundbreaking event. On the program, sporting, socio-educational, and cultural activities organized in all the country's schools. The activities will take place in and around schools in neighborhoods and communes, involving the whole communities to ensure a lasting impact. The highlight of the week, a national relay which will cross the country's five main regions and the capital to symbolize the unity, solidarity, and commitment of young people. The rally is due to finish tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, at the Esplanade of the People's Palace with more than 1,500 students and their supervisors converging to mark the event. The participants will recite an oath of civic and voluntary commitment: my school to me, my neighborhood to me, my commune to me, my region to me, and my country to me. Take part in this historic week and help build a future based on civic mindedness and solidarity. A PEPS Association for a Committed Youth and a Future of Solidarity. All the security and health services are mobilized to ensure the success of this major gathering of young people. The Minister of Labor in charge of formalization and social protection, His Excellency Omar Abdi Saeed, took part in the 51 sessions of the Conference of the Arab Labor Organization, which is being held in Cairo in the Arab Republic of Egypt from 19 to 26 April 2025. The minister is accompanied by a three-party delegation made up of senior officials from the ministry's workers' representatives and employers' representatives, illustrating the Republic of Djibouti's commitment to the principle of social dialogue and consultations between the social partners. This annual conference brings together the ministers of labor and the OSCE member countries, as well as representatives of employers and workers organizations, to discuss the major orientations in terms of employment policies, industrial relations, and the development of decent work in the Arab world. The minister took the opportunity to deliver a speech in which he highlighted the Djibouti's efforts to promote decent work. The minister took the opportunity to deliver a speech in which he highlighted Djibouti's effort to promote decent work, to strengthen social dialogue, and encourage youth employment. He also called for closer cooperation between member states as part of the Arab solidarities in the face of common challenges in the world of work. Allow me first of all to express my sincere thanks to His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, for his kind sponsorship of this vitally important conference. I would also like to thank the Arab Republic of Djibouti for the warm welcomes and generous hospitality extended to us. It is a great honor for me to take part in the 51 sessions of the Conference of the Arab Labor Organization, which is being held this year in the Arab Republic of Egypt. There is no doubt that the Arab Labor Organization is closely following the war in development and major challenges currently facing the Palestinian people, including the crimes, starvation, and suffering inflicted by the Israeli occupation, in flagrant violations of international laws and standards. In this respect, we call for an immediate end to these barbaric aggressions. In conclusion, I would like to express my sincere thanks to all the participants. Against the backdrop of a large-scale trade war marked by a possible slowdown in global economic growth, the Arab Parliament this time held its fifth sessions in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad, from 18 to 23 April 2025 at the headquarters of the Iraqi Parliament. The Djibouti parliamentary delegation, led by the Honorable Member of Parliament Ibrahim Ahmed Abdo, took an active part in these Arab interparliamentary meetings alongside members of the Arab Parliament, Mr. Abdo Kamil Muhammad, Mahmoud Hassan Farah, and Ali Zaid Chadli. The Palestinian question is considered to be the backbone of the Arab world, and the geopolitical issues and challenges facing the Arab world were discussed at length by the parliamentarian. It should be noted in passing that the four committees of the Arab Parliament sat and studied the questions relating to the development of the current situations, national security, human rights, youth, and the development of Arab women. And finally, the budget of these great Arab parliamentary institutions. On 21 April 2025, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Health, Mr. Muhammad Ali Muhammad, in the presence of the Ali Sila Abdallah, and the World Health Organization's representative is Dr. Jumana Hermes chaired the validation workshop for the technical guided on sensitive tuberculosis. This guided was revised with the technical assistance of tuberculosis experts provided by Expertise France with the participation of the country's specialists. As the previous guide to the National Tuberculosis Control Program dates from 2017, the Ministry of Health initiated the updating of this guide to bring Djibouti into line with the new recommendations and updates published by the World Health Organization on the prevention and management of susceptible tuberculosis, as well as information reporting tools. In 2024, 2,369 cases of tuberculosis were reported in Djibouti, representing an incidence of 218 cases per 100,000 inhabitants. Mortality stood at 23 cases per 100,000 inhabitants, with the TB HIV co-infections at 3%. In their respective speech, the officials were quick to congratulate them, the team involved to improve the guided, and also to point it out that despite the result achieved on Thursday, April 24th, at the Djibouti Court House, Ms. Hamda Abdi Khaire was solemnly summoned by the first president of the Court of Appeal to take the traditional and no less regulatory oath of the practices the legal profession is called to the bar before friends and family. Hamda Abdi Khaire raised by her rights and solemnly sworn, I quote, "I swear to discharge my duties with integrity and rigor in each case, and to carry out my duties with dignity, conscience, independence, probity, and humanity. Allow your undertakers to respect the essential principles of his or her professions as set forth in the oath he and she takes. Upon assuming the offices, they are subject to other obligations defined in the national internal regulations, confidentiality, professional secrecy, relations with their colleagues. Failures to comply with these obligations may result in sanctions, including permanent expulsion." The town of Ali Sabih vibrated to the rhythms of culture and literature as it played host the third editions of the Djibouti Book Fair, held under the banners of knowledge, reading, and youth. The event was organized by the Ministry of Youth and Culture in collaboration with the Association des Lecteurs and Writers of Ali Sabih. A large delegation of authors, storytellers, and eminent members of the literary world, led by the fair curator Omar Yusuf, as well as officials from the Ministry of Youth and Culture, traveled to Al Sabih to celebrate this major cultural event. On their arrival, they were warmly welcomed by the highest local authorities, the prefect of the region, Mr. Abdul Malik Mohammed Banoita, the president of the regional council, Mr. Maki Hassan Allale, the Minister of Culture, Omar Yusuf, and the Deputy Prefect Saeed Wabir Asowi, President of the Ali Sabih Readers and Writers Association, Hussein Umar Abdi, member of the Ali Sabih Readers and Writers Association, and a host of reading enthusiasts. The President of the Ali Sabih Readers and Writers Association thanked the regional authorities and the Minister for Youth and Culture, Dr. Hiba Mumin Asowi, for the consideration given to this third edition of the book fair organized in Al Sabih for the first time. The event began with a literary conference opened by Mr. Umar Yusuf, who expressed his sincere thanks to the Asajok people for their warm welcome. This was followed by a series of exchanges between the panelists in a rich and inspiring atmosphere. The public also had the opportunity to discover on the various stands the new works of 5 young people. The representative of the civil society said that the day was a highlight for Al Sabih region, which distinguished itself is by its commitment to promoting reading young people and Djibouti's literary heritage. At the same time, the Clark Library of the Ali Sabih hosted a storytelling workshop for school children during which kits of school materials a significant meeting was held between the National Human Rights Commission, the prefect of the Artas region, and the various decentralized administration. The main aim of the meeting was to strengthen collaboration between the various bodies in order to promote and protect human rights in Artas region. Course of the meeting began with a welcome address by the prefect of the Artas region, who emphasized the importance of collaboration between the various bodies in order to improve respect for human rights. The chairman of the National Human Rights Commission then took the floor to present the Commission's current initiative and future plans. The Chief Commissioner then introduced the representative of the institution's ARTA branch to the deconcentrated bodies present from the National Human Rights Commission were Ali Muhammad Ali, Vice President, Fathiya Abdullahi Daher, Commissioner, Ismail Hamoud Ilmi, Director of Programs, Umm Khair Muhammad Burhan, Director of Personnel and Budget. As every year, under the patronage of the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Faisal bin Sultan Al Qabbani, under the supervision of the religious attaché Mr. Saad bin Abdul Aziz, the King Abdul Aziz Center in Tajurrah had the honor of organizing a celebration dedicated to final year students about to complete their secondary education. The ceremony took place on the morning of Wednesday, 23 April, in a festive atmosphere at the illustrious Gadile Hotel located in the White City. The event was attended by many eminent personalities, including Muhammad Abbas, the prefect of Tajurrah, Abdul Qadir Umar, Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Saad bin Abdul Aziz Al Sufyan, religious attaché at the Embassy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Hatim bin Falih, Dean of the Islamic Institute of Djibouti, Dr. Nasir bin Saad Al Utaybi, Director of the King Abdul Aziz Center School in Tajurrah, Mr. Ali Muhammad Ali Gadile, commanders of the security forces, teachers, and parents from the school. The ceremony began with the national anthem, followed by the reading of the Holy Quran. The principal of the King Abdul Aziz School then gave a welcome speech. The honored students were given the opportunity to express their talents acquired through their school career, thanking those around them in three languages: Arabic, English, and French. The East Africa Academy in Djibouti, the first accredited football school in the Republic of Djibouti, organized the second Fête de Jeunes Foot tournament at the Stade Goulet, previously organized over several days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. The large newly resurfaced artificial pitch of the Stade Goulet Stadium enabled all the age categories of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 15 to play in a single afternoon. A total of 280 children and young teenagers, boys and girls alike, from a wide range of background and statuses took part, as well as giving as many young sportsmen and women as possible the chance to play in a safe and comfortable environment. The aim of these types of tournament is threefold: to evaluate what has been learned in training session, to teach the winning spirit and fighting spirit from an early age, to create a framework conducive to forging bonds of friendship and exchanges and fraternity between young people from different backgrounds and statuses. Also, most parents always want their children to win. The football academy want to put the game before the challenges. We teach children the basic and fundamentals of football up to the age of 15 when the time comes to win and systematically seek victory. For the international scene, 55 Palestinians killed in strikes by Israeli threatened larger offensive Israel has threatened to launch a larger offensive in Gaza, where at least 55 Palestinians, including children, have been killed in Israeli airstrikes, breaking a nearly 2 month truce in the war that began more than a year and a half ago. Israel resumed its air and then ground offensives against the Gaza Strip on March 18. Earlier Thursday, the army called on residents on the northern Gaza Strip towns of Bet Hanun and Sheikh Zayed to evacuate before a powerful strike. Palestinian civil defense and hospital sources reported 55 deaths since the beginning of Thursday. Since the launch of Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, the number of Israeli soldiers killed has exceeded 300, while the number of Bir Avid families continues to grow. This reality comes amid growing calls for a cessation of hostility, with some observers believing that Israel is becoming bogged down in the conflict in Gaza. According to the Haaretz Daily, the Israeli Defense Ministry denounced the deaths of 316 soldiers and security forces members, as well as 79 Israeli civilians since April 2024. The ministry also reported that approximately 6,000 Israeli families have lost their loved ones since the start of the offensive against the Gaza Strip last October. He also reported that 139 Israeli captured by the Izzeddin al-Qassam Brigade, the army, the wing of the Islamic resistance movement Hamas, were released alive. In addition, the bodies of 38 people were repatriated from Gaza. According to the ministry, 40 Israeli remain in captivity, not including soldiers and members of the security forces. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.